Hello everyone, and welcome to the Stella Luna podcast. This is episode 35 and I'm Jackson, your host. We have a Stelly Belly puppy right down here. She tried to steal my seat earlier. Now she doesn't want to move, so she'll probably pop up at some point during this, or bark. We'll see. Anywho, this is episode 35. If you end up enjoying any of my podcasty, YouTubey stuff, like, subscribe. I'm trying to be more consistent now that we're in 2025. But let's dive on in. I have a lot to talk about. We're kind of covering a lot of my knitting from last year and the beginning of this year. So let's dive right on in. First and foremost, this is the most recent thing that I have finished, and I don't know why I bothered to put my hair up because I'm gonna put a hat on. This is my Nightcap Hat. This is patterned by me. I'm planning on releasing this on Ravelry tomorrow, which I guess would be today for those of you watching. Once I finish filming this, I'm going to be getting the pattern finished up, uploading some final photos and stuff to go on the project page. This is knit out of what was supposed to be Witching Hour, but I misdyed it unintentionally, not realizing that I had done that. So this is a new color called Nightcap, because it was specifically for this hat. Whoops. We all make mistakes sometimes. And this is a really simple ribbed hat pattern. You start at the brim, and it's got a textured rib. So you're alternating between regular knit purl and like a slipped twisted stitch. So very simple, not difficult, really cute pattern. I really like this hat. It's been getting worn a ton on Stelly walks early in the morning because she likes to wake me up at 5:30 and it is cold out and I need a hat. But I really love it. I just finished taking some final pictures, and I'm nervous. This is my first like finished design, so hopefully you guys like it because I'm excited. But that is project number 1. I started this hat back in March of last year, and last year was just like a really hard year for like finishing stuff for me, so it was very slow going. So I finished this on January 7th of 2025, primarily because I was not consistently working on it, but it is done and I have a lovely hat and I'm very happy with it. So that's project number 1. Project number 2 that I finished, dates for this are, I casted these on September of 2023 and finished these on January 18th of 2024. So I finished these at the very beginning of last year. And these are just regular vanilla socks with a cut-in afterthought heel. And this is on my BFL sock base in the colorway Rainbow Trout. And I started these on a fishing trip and I love them. They get worn a ton. They have dog hair all over them, so don't look too closely. And those are a quick finish. My next finished object was casted on March 31st of 2021. And then I finished these February 21st of 2024. So these are the Primrose socks by This Handmade Life. These are some really beautiful little lacy socks, and this is knit out of the Macaroon, I I believe it's Macaroon. Yeah, Macaroon colorway in Woolberry Fiberco on the berry cashmere base. So these are an MCN base and they're super soft and gorgeous and I really love them. This is a great pattern, but the pattern calls for German short row heels, and they're not, I don't hate doing German short row heels. Like I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with that particular heel method, but I've learned if I'm going to do a German short row heel, I need to cast on, or not cast on, but start the German short row heel and finish it all in one sitting, or else I will put it down and not want to pick them back up again. But I love the speckling on this yarn, and this is some deep stash. These were intended to be Easter socks in 2021, and obviously that did not happen. But they're super cute and I really like them. They are part of my slowly growing springy sock collection, and by slowly growing I mean these are probably the only spring socks I have. But I love them. They're really cute, they're really soft and cozy to wear. Next up, we're gonna jump to this. I finished my Bennett sister shawl. So this is the second Bennett sister shawl I've knit. This one is knit out of my own yarn, so Stella Lunafiberco, in the Sassenach colorway on, probably can't see it super great, but this is, the main skein is my gold sparkle base, and then held double for the second half with my Suri Cloud lace base. So this is super warm, super comfy. I really, really like it. I did run out of Suri, and you can tell I have a different dye lot at the very end, which is a little bit annoying, but trying not to let perfection be the downfall of good. However the saying goes, you know, trying to let the perfectionist in me like chill out a little bit. But this is super great. I love the Bennett sister shawl, which is a pattern by Lindsey Fowler. I don't know if I mentioned that already. I've knit one already. This is like a really simple, very cozy, big, comfy shawl that doesn't require a ton of like special skill, because it's ultimately you're doing, you know, and knit as you go, like kind of I-cord edge, you're increasing knitting in garter until you get to the middle section, and then you do a triangle of stockinette, and then you do decreases. So very beginner friendly. It's just a lot of knitting and it's a lot of yarn, you know. I went through essentially like 2 full skeins of fingering weight yarn, so you know that's like 800 something yards, but I love it. It is great. That kind of concludes finished objects that I have physically in front of me. I've got, oh no, that's a lie. I have a big old finished object that I haven't discussed yet. My Ingrid slipover. It is done, but I have not woven in the ends yet. I've been wearing it with little stringy bits hanging out the back, like the armholes and stuff. But I have finished my Ingrid slipover. This is a pattern by PetiteKnit. I'm not gonna put it on because I'm kind of toasty in my apartment right now in a sweatshirt, and this thing is super warm, but I love this. It's a little big on me, just because I was following the size recommendation for my full bust measurement, and the measurement from my full bust to my waist is about, I think, a 6-inch difference, and this is a PetiteKnit pattern, and so it kind of just already has like a lot of ease, so I probably could have sized down a bit. And I think moving forward I'm gonna do probably like where I split the difference between my full bust and my waist measurement, because I don't need that much extra fabric around my midsection. But that's not to say like this is not going to be worn. It's just, it's a little bit more oversized than I was expecting it to be. And, which isn't a bad thing because it means I can actually layer underneath it and use it as a layering piece because there's room to wear other stuff underneath. But I knit this out of a combination of yarns. So, I did 2 skeins of tweed held together with 1 skein of Suri cloud lace. And so the colors I was using were my yarn, so 1 skein of my tweed sock and 1 skein of my Suri cloud lace base in charcoal, and 1 skein of Woolberry Fiberco's berry tweed in smoke, which is a very similar color to my witching hour colorway. So I was holding 3 strands together for this whole project. So it's very warm, and I wanted to use up some stuff that was sitting in my stash, which I have a lot of Woolberry Fiberco in my stash, as well as some other dyers. And, you know, I didn't have any DK to do a sweater out of, so we have a garment. She is done. I finished this. So I'd started the Ingrid Slipover September of 2023, and then I finally casted this off in July of 2024. So kind of a long-standing project, but it is also quite large, and I went through a lot of yarn for this. But that's it for physical with me finished objects. I did a little bit of gift knitting this past year, not a ton. Ultimately kind of technically 4 things. And I'll post pictures. So first up is I did a pair of perfect newborn socks by Tabitha Gandee. This is like my go-to, someone's pregnant and having a baby, like gift knitting. And my sister has some friends who just had their first kid this past year, and they had kind of included me in a lot of stuff when I moved to Virginia. So I knitted them some little University of Virginia themed baby socks, and they're super cute. Oh, I love baby socks. Just kind of as a thank you and what have you for including me in a couple of activities. Next up, I knit some golf club covers for my brother-in-law. I used the pattern Basic Golf Club Cover by Sheila Toy Stromberg, and I used Big Twist Value Orange and Caron Simply Soft in black and white. So I knit the first golf club cover in like, I think April, like very beginning of April, for my brother-in-law's birthday, and then I knit him 2 more for Christmas this past year. He's recently gotten into golf and figured golf club covers would be a good gift, so I made those for him. And that's kind of my finished objects. I feel like I powered through that really fast. I do have a lot of whips to talk about, and I guess we'll dive in with one of the bigger ones first. So this is not the first time y'all have seen this project. It is still on the needles. My Habitation throw. She's big. She doesn't get worked on very frequently. We are moving along though. I've not been consistent about this. Hi Stella. What are you doing? We got a puppy butt here. Anyways, so Habitation throw. She's not getting worked on very much. I had grand intentions at the beginning of January to try and pick this up and do like a row every day. And I am still kind of like trying to find my knitting mojo. Like it comes in waves. It's not very consistent right now. And sometimes we're knitting a lot, and sometimes we're a little espresso depresso. I think I've been struggling a little bit with the knitting mojo, in particular since the inauguration. So, you know, great, not fun. Anyways, so this is, I started this December 1st of 2021. Maybe I'll finish it this year. Fingers crossed. I would like to have this done because this will be like a wonderful kind of like lap blanket for the couch, I think. And kind of, I feel, I like these colors a lot for this whole project. It is the Woolberry Fiberco Lord of the Rings Advent Calendar from 2020. And in 2021, I reorganized it and treated it kind of where I organized it into more of like a gradient, which I have a personal preference for. And I've just been slowly working on it ever since. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get it done this year. I keep adding Advent projects, so that's not really helpful, and it doesn't help that I want to keep all of my Advent calendars, and it's like never-ending Advent. They're big projects. But I love this. This is like out of Woolberry Fiberco's, I think, Merino 80/20 base. And it's the Habitation throw by Helen Stewart. I modified it to not include the eyelet rows, and I am literally knitting each bit until all there is left are like a few inches and of each mini skein, so there's not a lot of waste and stuff, because that was my biggest complaint the first time around, was having a lot of extra and kind of hard to determine, like, can I get another pattern repeat out of a skein? And when you start getting up to the middle sections, it's kind of like, am I gonna make it even to the end of like a pattern repeat? So we're slowly working on it. You probably won't really be able to tell because I have only done like one row. You can kind of see it there. But I just finished this kind of seafoamy mint color and have started a new color that has some kind of orangish brown speckles. And I've only got, I think, let's see, that's 13, 14. I'm on color 15, but just barely. So I've got still a good bit to go, but we're getting there. It's a slow project. It is what it is. I knew it was going to be a long-term project anyways. Next on the list is my A Girl's Best Friend shawl. This is a pattern by Isabel Kramer. This is my second A Girl's Best Friend shawl, and I'm knitting this out of my yarn in my BFL sock base. This color here is Divination. The kind of denim-y blue is Grimoire, and then the dark purple is Familiar. All on my BFL sock base, which I really like. I think this will be a great addition to my wardrobe. I need to probably pick this up because it would be nice to have this done. I started this October of 2022. So again, another kind of like long-standing project, but shawls are not something that are very quick for me. And this pattern in particular, I really love it. But this teardrop section that there's two of take me forever. So I think once I get past the teardrop section, it'll go by a lot faster, primarily because it'll be, the only difficult section is there is a bobble round that will be slow, but that's not the end of the world. We just have to get there, and then we're essentially almost done. It's just like a little bit of stockinette and some ribbing, and then we're done. But that is my A Girl's Best Friend shawl. Next are my match socks. This is a pattern by Suri Nordland, and I'm knitting this out of Plies and Hellhounds Marie Cutie base in the Ravishing colorway. These are my birthday socks that I casted on in 2023. And you know, like, I filed for divorce like shortly after, so we have not had brain power to finish birthday socks, and we have not had brain power to finish very intricate birthday socks. So the plan is to have these done by my 30th birthday this year, and maybe be able to wear them on my birthday trip. I am planning a trip to go to Scotland for my 30th birthday, and it'd be fun to wear these in Scotland. I don't know why, but the color feels appropriate. I don't know. And then maybe cast on actually a new birthday project. This year I'm hoping will be the year of like finishing a bunch of stuff that have been on the needles for a long time. I've been pretty good about like not casting on a ton of new things. I do have some newer cast-ons, but they're not super duper new, if that makes any sense. But we'll be getting into those a little bit later. Next up is my Battenburg blanket. This is a crochet project. The pattern is by Sandra Paul. Is it Sandra Paul? Yeah, Sandra Paul. And I'm not super far into this. We are on color 3. I'm making 10 granny squares per mini skein. So it's slow going. So this is the first color, and I'll post a picture of all of the colors from this particular advent calendar. These are the first 3. These are the first 3 colors. I've completed 2 of the colors, and this is the only one I've done of the 3rd color. And this is my Merry Grinchmas advent calendar that I am working, that I'm using for this particular project. And this is on my Gold Sparkle mini base. So sparkly and fun, but I have a lot of work to do on this, because not only do I have to do all of the colored mini skeins, I also have to do a contrast color, which will be just plain old undyed Gold Sparkle yarn. So I signed up for a lot of work on a crochet project when I am not a crocheter. I'm learning to become a crocheter, but I don't consider myself a crocheter because this is kind of my first real crochet project. But love it all the same. I do have to remind myself if I put it down for too long how to do a granny square, but thankfully I pick it back up pretty quickly. My next project are some vanilla socks. Cute. I started these on Thanksgiving of 2024, so this past Thanksgiving. I was at my parents' house and I was like, you know what, I want easy peasy knitting, so I casted these on. I'd had this yarn for a long time. This is Nomadic Yarns in the Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice colorway on her Brit sock base. So it's a 80% superwash BFL, 20% nylon. So I've had this for a while, and I've been wanting to make like kind of Thanksgiving socks out of this. This sock is essentially kind of done. It doesn't look like it, but these are going to be shorty socks because this is only a 50-gram ball altogether. And so I'm going to be doing a cut in afterthought heel shortly after my ribbing, and then and I'll be doing the cut in afterthought heel and the toes in a contrast color. I just haven't decided what that contrast color will be. It'll probably just be undyed, I'm thinking, because I think undyed would look pretty good with this particular self-striping colorway. But I can cast on the second one at any time, and then it's just, you know, a little bit of ribbing and like 65 rows of foot and stuff. And if I get that started, I can bring these to the gym and work on it while I'm on the treadmill, because that's what I've been kind of doing recently when it comes to knitting and walking. I am realizing, oh no, I just wasn't paying attention. I kind of skipped one. I have a couple of vanilla socks, like kind of all back to back, and I did not notice that I had skipped a pair. So we'll backtrack a little bit. We'll talk about these. These are vanilla socks again. This is the Mele Kaliki Maca color from Hue Loco on her Phyllis sock base. My family went to Hawaii this past spring, and so I had casted these on the plane, and obviously I did not finish them. This is sock number 1. But my plan is to kind of just knit some really long sock tubes. So to be honest, I might knit one really long sock tube and then just divide it and just kind of use up all of this, or most of this skein. So we'll see. But we're making way. So this is kind of 2 birds, 1 stone, Christmas socks and commemorative Hawaii socks. So I tend to knit socks when my family goes to Hawaii. I have 2 pairs already, and the past 2 pairs were also out of Hue Loco yarn. So only fitting to have started another one, because like Mele Kaliki Maca is a Hawaiian phrase, but also festive and Christmassy. So I can have fun socks at Christmas time out of these. But again, vanilla socks that are kind of slowly getting worked on. Not super quickly, but slowly but surely. And then I forgot to grab the pair of socks that I've been working on the most, because they're the ones that have been coming to the gym with me. These are my gym knitting socks, and these are also new-ish. So I started these December 26th, and this is Nomadic Yarns. I think it's just her Merino base, like her twisty sock, I think. Let me get this out of here. Yeah, it's twisty sock in the child colorway. So this is inspired by The Mandalorian. So this is the contrast color, I think called Frog Legs. I don't remember though. But it's inspired by Grogu from Mandalorian. And I was rewatching The Mandalorian, and also kind of started watching some of the other shows associated with Star Wars. I'd seen all of the movies primarily because when I was younger, my dad really liked Star Wars, and so we went and saw like episode 1, 2, and 3 in theaters. Me, my sister, and my dad, and I think my mom too. I don't remember though. I just know like we were going with my dad. And but I never watched any of the TV shows other than The Mandalorian, and I really like The Mandalorian. I actually really love that TV show. So right now I am a few episodes into The Acolyte on Disney Plus. So I've been, if I go to the gym in the evening to just like walk or get on like the recumbent bike or something like that, I download an episode of The Acolyte and I sit and I knit, or walk and knit at the same time, depending on what's available, because it's busy in the evenings. I typically work out in the morning, and I've been reading in the morning, so can't really read and knit and walk at the same time. So kind of have to save this for when I am watching a show more so. That sounds really like counterproductive because I'm like still like looking at something else while I'm knitting, but I can't like read and have my hands busy and be like moving my legs, but for whatever reason, I think because like I can hear the TV show, so I don't necessarily have to be watching the TV show if I don't need to be all the time. It's not that like it doesn't get disrupted by me looking down and checking where I am in my work. And I can do that with an audiobook too, but I'm trying to just work on that while like I work through all of the Star Wars TV shows, which there's a lot. But we're working on that. And that is also going to be something where I just knit like a really long tube and then like splice it and do afterthought toes and afterthought heels. So that's another new cast on, new-ish cast on. Next, this is like, I started this December 5th. We're still working on it, but this is the Northern Augustins sweater by, oh gosh, who is it? Anne Sophie Velling, which is a beautiful colorwork sweater with kind of this like extended scallop detail and then like bow color work. So I'm still working on the yoke right now. I have not picked this up in a while. I was working on this a ton before Christmas because I was kind of like thinking of this as a Christmas sweater. But I'm knitting this out of Merino worsted and Suri cloud lace in the Into the Highlands colorway, which is the dark color. And then BFL worsted, because I didn't have any Merino worsted. BFL worsted and Suri cloud lace in the Mist on the Henge color, which is the kind of minty light green, which I've been wanting to do something color work with these colors because I love how they look together for a really long time. And I think this will be like a really great addition to my wardrobe. I've been in like a really big green kick. I'm kind of obsessed with green for like the past year or so. But I love this, and it's so soft, and has a double folded neckline and stuff, and kind of large, not exactly bell sleeves, but like you don't decrease for the sleeves, so like they're kind of wide, and I just think it'll be really, really pretty. And I've got a fun little Lindsey cookie progress keeper kind of marking the center front of this sweater, because I did modify this a little bit and added some short row shaping. I don't like sweaters that don't have short row shaping, so I added short row shaping to make sure that like this sat higher in the back and stuff. So I did that, and I've just kind of kept that there because it makes it easy when I am trying to see where I'm at and holding it up and stuff like that. You know, it's just easier to find the center front. And I'm at a point where I could probably put this on a longer cable. I just haven't bothered yet because I don't know if I have one available right now. But I love this. I'm really excited to have this. And I love the colors. It's really great. It's so beautiful. I have a hard time not looking at this all the time, and I need to pick it back up because once I get the bows done, like we're on to easy peasy potato chippy knitting, I think. So, because I'll split for the sleeves, I think, right after, and then it's stockinette for the rest of the body. And again, it's like worsted and lace weight held together, so it's like an Aran bulky kind of thing. And says I think it'll go by really fast. But it's living in here. I probably need to transition it to a bigger bag soon. Which this is Cottontail Farms. I haven't really been talking about bags, but probably because most of my bags are stuff that I've already talked about on the podcast before. But this is the Cottontail Farms bag with Harris Tweed. Got this at, I think, my sister and I got it at the last time we went to Rhinebeck, I think. Because we went to, oh gosh, I don't even remember. It's been such a long time. Last year and the year before were hectic. So, anyways, got the bag at Rhinebeck. Love it. It's great. It's super cute. I love the Harris Tweed stuff. Last but certainly not least, for the whips, I do have a little bit of shop news that I'll talk about. I picked these back up again. These are just some vanilla DK weight socks. I'm following the numbers from the Cozy Sock Lady. This is Sugar Plum and Waltz of the Snowflakes. Sugar Plum is BFL DK, and then Waltz of the Snowflakes is BFL Sock Held Double. I casted these on December 2021, and I haven't done a lot. I've just kind of continued on with the gusset decreases on this sock. But if I pick these up, I can get them done pretty quick. I'm just not super interested in doing a heel flap and gusset anymore, because I now know how to do cut and afterthought heels, and that's just my personal preference. But since I'm holding fingering weight double, I don't think I'd have an easy time picking up stitches for a cut and afterthought heel. So we just need to get these done so I can again have another pair of DK weight socks, which I love when it's cold out, and another pair of fun festive holiday socks. What's not to love? So that's it for whips. And in terms of shop news, I currently have the illuminated collection in the shop right now on my website. Here, it's a lot of colors. It's all tonal. Here are all the colors. We have Chivalric Code, Madder, Ochre, Gold Leaf, Varget, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that, Heraldry, we have Woad, Lapis, Umber, and Parchment. It is a tonal collection. It is inspired by illuminated manuscripts, and super excited. I have plans for knitting some Unicorn Grove mittens. I mentioned that in my 2025 knitting plans or making plans video that I posted last month. So super excited for that collection. It is in the shop right now. I also have, I've brought back the Stella Luna Library Yarn Club. This year's theme edition is banned books. That is currently in the shop and will only be in the shop for a few more days. This month is inspired by Fahrenheit 451. So the premise of this whole yarn club is books that have either been banned, challenged, or censored in the US at some point in time. So some of the books that are in there are Fahrenheit 451, Animal Farm 1984, Handmaid's Tale, The Bluest Eye, and stuff. No particular order. I'm just listing off some of the books that I am planning on reading myself, as well as doing colorway inspiration from. So I've already read Fahrenheit 451. I'm waiting for my Libby loan to become available for a lot of these other books, but I should be able to get, I think, Animal Farm next, and just finished reading The Giver, which is another one on that list. So come join me in reading banned books and knitting with yarn inspired by banned books. It should be a fun time. I really love my library yarn club, so and you don't have to subscribe to it. You can buy 1 month at a time. I don't have a subscription set up for it, so it's really just like you got to go in and buy it every month. But it also means you don't have to buy like 3 months subscription or the whole year subscription. You can just like pick and choose, and it is a mystery yarn club, so you won't know what the color looks like until you receive it in the mail, but you will know the book it's inspired by, and I'll post some like inspiration like collages when the listings go up over like on Instagram and stuff, as well as like in the newsletter. So sign up for the newsletter. It's on my website. I'm not as active on social media. Social media is kind of giving me weird vibes right now. It feels very sensory, and so like if you want to stay in the know about what's going on, when collections are going to be released, stuff like that, sign up for the newsletter. I do not do a spammy newsletter. You aren't going to get like inundated with emails every day. It's like 1 to 2 times a month maybe. So go hit that up. And I'm trying to be more regular here on YouTube. So I think that's kind of it for the podcast. If you enjoy this, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already. I will have a link down below to my Linktree, which will get you access to my project page and the website, as well as like all of my socials and stuff if you want to follow me over there. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else to mention. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.